Andrew Schulz's sudden fall from grace is an interesting case study, going from one of the most loved comedians and podcasters to one of the most hated. But I was skeptical, as usual, and I had a few questions. Has Andrew changed? Are people overreacting? Have we blown small issues out of proportion? Have we been blindly adopting the opinions of others without thinking for ourselves? And finally, look at what went wrong with Andrew Schulz. After an objective and reflective analysis of Andrew over the years, for the past week, I've been investigating the hate around Andrew Schulz to see if he changed, and he has. But the more I investigated, the more convoluted this got. You will see why in just a moment. So what are some of the changes? Well, my first task was to retrace my steps back to the very beginning, the early stages of Flagrant 2. And objectively looking at Andrew back in the day when compared to now, it's safe to say that there is a change. Back then, Andrew was more chilled and relaxed. Nothing felt forced. Everything seemed natural, and overall, it was a pretty good watch. But what about Andrew now? While I was digging through the more recent episodes of the pod, it's quite the opposite. Nothing really feels natural or free-flowing. At times, it can feel like Andrew is doing slightly too much. It gives off boyish locker room behaviour, with the out-of-control laughter, constant touching, and an overemphasis placed on keeping the energy high for the purpose of engagement. Another behavior that seems to be driving people up the wall are the infamous Schulz epiphanies. But this is when something strange started happening. The more I watched Andrew, I started seeing more similarities than differences in his behavior. I am as shocked as you are, trust me. This is the objective analysis, by the way. I hate to burst your bubble, I really do, but some of the things that people despise about Andrew were present from the very beginning, especially the Schulz epiphanies.
What you're saying is brilliant.
It's pretty spot on.
So exactly what it is it's the difference between a tax refund and then paying taxes.
Yeah.
So the average person with a job, right,
Gets a tax refund.
And what that means is the government took more money than they should have taken.
Yeah, and we get so fucking happy.
And we get happy that we get our money back. This is how crazy it is. The government gets a free loan on our money.
Yeah.
Right? That means you paid throughout the year. They're getting that money that you're giving them for free. They can do whatever they want with that money. They can invest it. They can make money on the money that you've given them. Let's say you gave them $50,000. They could put that in a bond, right? Make $5,000 on it. You get none of that $5,000, right? They just give you the money back that you deserve because you might have paid too much, and then you get excited that you get your money back that they already made some money.
Yeah.
New source that is changing the course of the brand. The reason you start a media platform is you want to have some control and power. Nobody starts a media platform because like, I love the news. You want to, in the most altruistic sense, you want to influence the course of the country that you are in, right? Yeah. And you want the good ideas to win. That's the best case scenario. What it most likely is, hey, we got to manipulate these people into thinking what we want so that we can live in a place that is beneficial for us. The point of media is control.
So just when I thought my work was done, I soon realized that we were just getting started. So now you and I are faced with another dilemma. Why is Andrew getting the hate for this now when this is something that he's done for years? I think it's simple. The answer is exposure. With fewer eyes on Flagrant 2 compared to the podcast now, these behaviors most likely went unnoticed. But with Andrew rising in popularity and with more eyes on the podcast, there's gonna be more people who notice this, and that could lead to more people calling it out and making videos about it. Combine this with Andrew being more energetic to try and improve the engagement of the podcast, and this also makes the epiphanies stick out a little bit more than they used to. But from some objective reflection, I just see a more amplified version of Andrew because all of this was there before. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, then don't forget to leave a like. It's a great way to support the channel. Thank you very much. So what actually went wrong with Andrew Schulz? Well, I think he's just doing too much. This super energetic version of Andrew can project a lack of authenticity to whoever's watching him. I will admit, he didn't help himself with the Whitney Cummings and the DJ Academics guest appearances, as well as releasing his special for free on YouTube after making people pay for it. But in the grand scheme of things, he's more or less the same guy. He just seems to be more amped up than he usually is. Now, this isn't the answer you probably wanted to hear, but I can only say what I see. This is arguably the most important part of the video, so pin your ears back and listen. I fell into the trap of disliking comedians because that's what the consensus was at the time. I used to blindly adopt the opinions of others. I used to jump on the bandwagon. I tell you this because I think people are slowly losing the ability to not only think critically, but to think for themselves. A lot of issues are blown out of proportion. So next time you see something or somebody getting hated on, ask yourself, does this really bother me? Have I let the opinions of others dictate how I think without thinking for myself? Have I done adequate research before I've come to a conclusion? That's my personal message to you. And I hope this video has encouraged you just to think a little bit differently. Not just social media stuff, but I think life in general. And if you want to see me put those skills to the test, click on the video on screen right now.